Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Los and Hollywood Kev.
And welcome to another episode of The Noize. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com.
Yeah.
I'm going to give y'all all the links now, but I'm also going to say go to beatnetworkonline.com/The Noize. You can find all this shit there to kind of save us some wind. But since we're here,
right.
TheNoizeMerch.threadless.com. Get yourself some Noize merch. Like it, love it, wear it, own it, live in it, let the people see you in it, and show your support, of course. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to everything we got going on the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything that we got going on the Facebook page. Share that as well.
Yeah.
Get all your people involved because we got some very dope things on the way. One of which being FOH is back.
Yeah.
FOH is officially back. You get to let loose all your ratchetness. Get all your comments out. Talk all the shit that you want to talk because this is the platform that we're doing it on. It's FOH. So make sure y'all like the Beat Network Facebook page. I was about to say YouTube channel. It'll be on there eventually. But if you want to get in there and talk shit, possibly get your comment on the show as well, make sure you like the Facebook page and look out for that live. That's going to be live March 21st. I guess I can really make all the announcements here dealing with the show. March 21st, it will be on Facebook Live. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 9 p.m. I'm sorry. Yeah, 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Eastern Time. There we go. I know time. And it will be featuring the My Opinion, Not Yours podcast, the Moni podcast.
Yeah.
For great individuals. Make sure y'all check out their podcast as well. And do it now before they get out these opinions and then completely change your opinion on them.
Yeah.
Because we've seen people flip. We've seen some friendships lost.
Yeah.
We've seen some friendships get new, interesting conversations going forward. You learn a lot about people on FOH, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to be that time to do so. We did make some changes to FOH as well. It is no longer elimination style. No. Because after consulting with people that used to watch FOH actively, comment on FOH actively, all those assholes, they want to see what else people are bringing to the table.
Gotcha.
If you remember when we first had FOH, we had a gentleman, shout out to Marcel, say that cornbread is trash.
Yeah, we're still not over that one.
We're still not past that one. Yeah. And people were saying, I want to hear what else he got to say.
Right.
So just know, ear hustlers, we are listening. We are watching. We're definitely keeping up with y'all. So it's goodbye to immunities, goodbye to elimination. Now they will play the entire game. And instead of voting for who had the most unpopular opinion to vote them off, that's what it's going to take to win. Because if you want to win this game, you have to come with the worst of the worst.
Makes sense.
Otherwise, Kev will be there with that dreaded P word. What's the P word, sir?
What's the P word?
Oh, pandering.
Oh yeah. If you pandering, I'm gonna tell you that you're pandering. Yeah.
That should have been like pussy. Of course.
That was the first thought that came to my mind. I was gonna be like,
I ain't never called nobody a pussy on.
Right, we showing pussy on the show.
I just had to say over the welcome to FOH and then just pussy.
Right.
Just vagina lips just staring at you. Yeah, so you got to bring your A game in order to win. Now that we are 5 minutes into the show, Kev, my friend, how are you, sir? Can I be canceled for that?
I don't think so.
That's kind of like the thing to do right now.
Just cancel people.
Get motherfuckers up out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. But to answer your question, I'm good, man. I know we did the last show was later in the week, so since then I would say it's good. I figured out what my shoulder hurts. Was sleeping on it wrong. Sleeping on it completely wrong. So
has nothing to do with having big girls on your shoulder while you eating them out.
Well, see, now you're going too far. You're going too far because I don't do that.
I just remember when you tried to send me the video, and I'm like, "Yeah, bro."
Why would I? How did I record that?
Instagram, of course.
No,
Just saying. And it was like the instant video because you only watch that shit once.
and then it disappears.
I pressed play and you came on the screen like in the "Don't Fuck with Cats" video, and I was just like, "Nah, bro, I don't
just
wanna
a
see- I
big
don't
girl
wanna be
showing
like that."
pussy. That's what it was.
Just showing the lips to the screen, and then you got down and you was like, "Hip hip," and then you went up.
No, man, I was sleeping on it wrong. Which is weird because it was just funny because we were making jokes, when I first said it, that just getting old, which I agree with, getting old.
Right.
But here's a gotcha. So my shoulder doesn't hurt because I'm getting old. It hurts because I slept on it wrong. But my knee, however,
That's age.
yeah, I woke up. Listen, I ain't did nothing, like no type of strenuous activity, running or anything like that.
Squatting. Right. Old nigga squat.
I'm not even going to entertain this. But I woke up today with my knee hurting so bad. I was like, what did I do? Then I realized, oh, nigga, you're old.
This is age.
Yeah, this is just all
This
age.
is time. Right
Yeah.
here.
But other than that, man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm real good. Yeah, I'm good.
I started seeing the other side of the world that I haven't seen
Sleep?
in a long, long time. No, 5 a.m.
Oh.
I forgot those dreaded times existed.
Yeah.
And its older sister, 4 a.m. when I actually wake up to get ready
That
to
bitch.
go to work. Yeah. She's definitely one of them. And she's selfish as fuck. Because you tell her no all day, but she still wants you to roll over and get that dick up. It's like, it's just, bruh, let me tell you, I got out of bed today to get ready for work. And my alarm went off. And when you have to work stupid early, you set your alarm to the absolute latest that you can set it.
Yeah.
You
The
try
latest
to
you
get-
can possibly set and still be there on time. You're right.
Exactly. You try to get as much sleep as humanly possible. Now, where that backfires is my best friend is the snooze button.
Yeah.
Like me and
That
me
might
and
be
snooze,
all of our best friend.
me and snooze are tight. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? 15 minutes back down. Good. So instinctually, I'm like, I'm gonna hit the snooze button.
You're right.
I'm having a wording is hard moment. Is this instinctually or instinctively?
Instinctively.
Okay. But whichever word it is, this instinct, fill in the blank, then leave. I roll over to hit the snooze button. But at this point it's 4:30. So I'm like,
shit, I'm gonna be late.
I gotta
hit this
be
snooze
right.
button.
I gotta be out the house by 5. I have to shower. And I have to be out the house by 5. Now it doesn't take me an hour to get to work.
Right.
My method of being able to go to work and not cause another American incident is get there at least with 20 to 30 minutes before my shift actually starts and just kind of just breathe. Just be prepared. Because I know I'm about to deal with an entitled ass guest.
Of course.
I know I'm about to deal with lazy ass departments.
Right.
I know I'm about to run the gamut. Like I get it. So I need to get there and just, breathe, get myself together, and then walk in. Because it's too many times I walked into work, went straight to work, and was like, everyone has to die.
Yeah,
Right.
it fucks up your mood. I've been there
Bruh,
before.
you remember when we used to work at Capital One, and we were going to work the day after the parties, hungover as shit.
Yeah.
We used to hang up on niggas.
Yeah.
If we start calling, they start cussing us out. Obviously, you're not paying today.
Yeah, you're not
Disconnect
paying
call.
this-
They ain't gonna pull
yeah.
that call.
Or shit, it was even times where I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna be ready until I'm ready. And I'm hungover right now, so who knows when that ready is gonna happen, what's gonna come.
Be here.
Yeah.
I'm about to walk around, stretch, see what everybody else up to. But yeah. So I roll over to hit snooze. And I realize I can't because I stretched it out to the very last minute. In my head, I'm like, all right, we can go with 4:45. I could take a whole bath and just sit away from everybody at work.
Okay.
But then it hit me. I'm 31. I'm not about to take a whole bath and go to work. Yeah, 20-year-old college lows. Oh, y'all done got
Right. You would have got
all
all
of
of
that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't smell dirty, but you don't smell clean.
Is that cucumber melon?
Right. It's a weird in between with some cologne on top.
Yeah.
So I wasn't about to dedicate that. So yeah, man, getting up that early again, I realized I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
And I also realized that the world is trying to open back up.
It's trying. I think it's at like a snail's pace, but
Not
it's
Texas.
trying. Well, not Texas. They don't give a fuck.
We out here.
Yeah.
COVID?
Yeah.
Nah, we out here.
Yeah. That's what it is, though. We're trying to open up, I guess.
Yeah, we're definitely working on it. Motherfuckers definitely showing up as if that's the case. I actually had an interesting situation. I had a guest. Well, I don't even think they were a guest. They were actually just calling to inquire. Mm-hmm. And she's like, hey, is everything open?
Did she sound like that too?
Yeah, that's how they normally sound. The ones that, once you hear how the conversation went, then you'll believe she actually sound like that.
Gotcha.
Hi, is everything open? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no. Like, yeah, all the shows haven't returned. There are some shows that are back up.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, are shows coming back?
Not many. They are, but they are taking their precious fucking time. Like, even at my job, all the restaurants haven't even returned.
Gotcha.
And that's on behalf of the vendor.
Gotcha.
But I'm like, all the shows haven't come back yet. 9 times out of 10, I gotta give them to the concierge because concierge don't have a layout of who actually is back.
You're right.
What do you mean? Like, Texas?
What you mean? What we mean?
Texas is open.
This ain't Texas,
bro. At the drop of a dime, she was like, "Texas is open." I was like, "And Ohio has a midnight curfew. It differs with states."
Right.
Like, I just stopped thinking to myself, like, what the fuck does Texas got to do with us?
What does it have to do with anything? You didn't call.
Now, had you said California's open, I'd be like, strong point, because our governor be following the shit out of California.
He do. But yeah.
Well, I was like, but no, we ain't fucking Texas. He don't give a fuck about their health. He in a wheelchair.
I found that out a couple of days ago. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know he was wheeling around.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he rolled up to that goddamn stand with so. Listen, this is kind of fucked up. So hopefully this ain't offensive to all our wheelchair listeners. But nothing said. This nigga does not care about public safety. And the motherfucker rolling up to a mic stand and having the motherfucker come through and lower the mic.
Wait, shouldn't it already be lower? Shouldn't they know that he's gonna roll up to it?
Someone spoke before him.
Got you.
And I thought
that person should know. Okay, the governor's next. I should lower this.
Well, if you just see a dude standing off to the side with a suit with a handheld, nigga, look like a Jay-Z concert. Like, what you about to spit, bro? What your bar game hitting for?
I wonder, do he wear Heelys too to make him go faster?
Yo, if
you think
he does, that'll be hilarious.
You think so? Like he put his feet down, like put his feet down, and he has Heelys, so it's like 4 wheels. You think that'll work?
So you think he just hits the one stride and
just one time and he just coasts the rest of the way?
Looks like Usher from the "You Don't Have to Call" video. Yeah. Yo, you know what I've never understood, but it seems to be on every old person's walker? What's the tennis ball trick?
Because it supposedly slides better.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's a mobility thing. It moves better from what I heard. It moves better. Now I haven't seen it on canes, but like on walkers, it slides better, so they don't have to lift it up and move. They can just push it basically and still have the security, I guess.
I was about to say something. I was about to be like, wait, so why not make walkers with wheels? But then I literally just visualize and it just falling over because this motherfucking walker is on go mode.
That's funny.
Boom, handbrakes. There you go. Put some handbrakes in that shit. Make it like a bike.
No, I was going to say, I think they do have walkers that have wheels. Not 4 wheels, but like 2 wheels on the back. I think so. And they're supposed to mimic like what a tennis ball would do, I think. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm blessed to not have to use a walker. So
I was about to say, I can only pray that when I get to that age that I'm on my Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson was still doing fucking movies and walking around just fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When I get that age, when I get up there, I want to be able to walk around. I don't want to need assistance to walk around.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I already said, as soon as I try to wipe myself and that shit ain't working out, I'm just going to sit there and die.
Yeah.
I'm about to go out like Elvis. Yeah. Fuck it.
At that point, if I can't wipe myself, put me in a fucking home.
Nah, see, I ain't want to go home. Just let me go.
No, just put me in a home because if I can't wipe myself, obviously I got a shit. I'd rather have a old or young or whatever. I'd rather have this white lady do it opposed to my own daughter. I'm not going to put her through that because I can have some gnarly shits at times.
Right. Every time it's the white lady, they always look like the principal from Matilda.
Mr. Shaw, this is enough. God damn it. Yeah. That's what's going to happen.
I farted on her wrist for the culture. I did it for my ancestors and their ancestors.
Speaking of for the culture, though, we got a little bit of music out on Friday.
Absolutely,
or was it Friday or was it Thursday night? Yeah, we got some music. We got
whatever day the 5th was.
It was a Friday.
Both of them dropped on the 5th. Come to think about it,
they both did.
Let's go ahead and revisit it since we're here. You had your concerns.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to do that. Now, naturally, I had my concerns last episode. When I heard this song, I no longer had concerns. I was like, no, when is this dropping? This is going to be fire.
You go to, did you check on the stream? First of all, we're talking about Silk Sonic.
Yeah, we're talking about Silk Sonic.
Did you go to any of the stream platforms to hear the intro?
No. Oh. Actually, no. I think I did because I downloaded it on Spotify. When I first heard it, I seen like the little snippet or whatever on Instagram. And then I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I have to hear this and download it on Spotify at the time. So I think I heard
they dropped the intro the same day they dropped Leave the Door Open. It's like 1:20, bro. It is so funky.
Yeah.
And then Boosie sounds perfect.
Okay, so if Boosie's on the intro, then I didn't hear the intro.
Okay, yeah. Please go listen to that. Because if that's going to set up the album and then you got to Leave the Door Open, I need that whole project today. Yeah. Like when we're finished recording, they need to go ahead and
just have it. Like if we're talking about the context of the song, every man has been in a position, at least I would hope if you've been in a position where you talking to a girl or whatever the case was, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to leave the door open.
Leave the door unlocked.
Or you've done that, you know what I mean? Or you've done that and you maybe mess with her, hey, yo, when you put up the doors unlocked, something like that.
And I'm big, so she probably has Taco Bell as well.
that
where you no visual, you just hear the door click, you hear the rustling of the back.
Yeah.
She got the Taco
She got
Bell.
the food when you in the bathroom.
Let's get it.
And she come in, is that food? Is that food? Yeah.
Versus this Gordita Crush. But
yeah, that song was just so dope to me. Not only what they were talking about, but just the vibe it gave, you know what I mean? And I have to applaud them for being able to give you that funk, that sound, which is 70s. Yeah, about 70s, right? Late 70s
funk,
yeah. To give that sound and that feeling, but in 2021.
Absolutely. Very stylistic.
That was dope. So I honestly have I'm not worried about it. Like, you know what I mean? At first I was like, damn, I don't want to get my hopes up. No, my hopes are ups now. They're there.
You know what to expect. And I also want to talk about their interview. Well, one part in particular dealing with their interview, but I watched the interview on a Breakfast Club, and when they were talking about, how do you come up with the concepts for the album, and as soon as they explained it, it made all the sense in the world because that's what I got from Leave the Door Open. So they say they basically take what they normally do and then add what the other would do on that kind of record.
Okay.
So with Leave the Door Open sounds like an Anderson Paak record with Bruno influence.
Bruno sounds so fucking phenomenal.
Bruno, it's like he's effortless.
Bruno sounds so great.
Like he really went off. But it sounds like an Anderson Paak record with a lot of Bruno influence. So that means we're also going to get Bruno records with a lot of Anderson Paak influence.
Exactly.
So it's like they're going to go back and forth. So I'm super looking forward to it. That record was so smooth. I played it at least like 6 times.
I played it.
It's my morning rotation.
Yeah. Only thing I can't say that I won't even say I'm worried about is I know there's going to be a couple of up-tempo records. I'm interested. I can't say that I'm not a fan of the up-tempo records. I can't say that at all, but I don't want it to be up-tempo heavy. You know what I mean?
I don't think it'll be up-tempo heavy, but I do think it's going to be a split down the middle. I think it's going to be Leave the Door Open and Uptown Funk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And uptown, certain uptown or certain up-tempo records, I'm all for. Like Uptown Funk, it's a dope song. I love it. So records like that, I absolutely love it. I just don't think if hypothetically we just put a number out there, if there's 15 tracks on this album, which there probably won't be, but if there's 15 tracks on this album, I don't want 6 or 7 of those tracks Uptown Funk type of, you know what I mean? Leave the door open. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's 15, 16.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
They've been working on this since, I think, what they said, 2016?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Whenever they went on tour with each other, they've been working on the album since then.
Now, I did know that they came up with hey, we should do music together when they were on tour together. I did know that, but I didn't know they'd been working on the album for some time. Yeah, they just started working on music, but it got to the point where they're just constantly working. They're constantly working. I mean, Bruno toured off his album for fucking 3 years. He had a residency here for 4 months? Yeah. Half the year, if maybe.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the project. You know what though? I kind of gotta disagree. I would be okay. It don't need to be up. I agree where it doesn't need to be up tempo heavy. Mm-hmm. However, I disagree in the sense of it would necessarily, be jarring as far as the album is concerned, because both of them make really good up tempo.
Oh yeah,
music,
I mean, I do expect and want like a couple. I just don't want it to be heavy. You know, it was great. It was great. If that is the single that they're putting out there, like, yo, this is what the album is, I applaud them. Absolutely. They get all the applause from me, because it not only was the music dope, but just the vibe in there, the video. I'm assuming like the video, just that. When you look at it, like, it is the coolest hell.
It's a simplistic video.
Making some music.
Felt like a one shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a studio session.
Basically.
Yeah, no, it was perfect.
Yeah. I have no complaints with that. My worries with that are gone. Now I'm sitting there worried, like, when is it coming? Did they announce when it was coming?
Nah, they just.
I want that.
I think they're going to just drop it low key.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get a second single. And if we do, it may be like a street single.
Now here's my I guess a little hot take on that. If they're just gonna drop it, like nothing, just drop it, then I don't think we'll get another single. If they're gonna announce it, or like it's gonna be like a load up to it, I think we get another single, and then they'd be like, we get a single and just throwing out a date, the album comes out this date. I think we'll get another single in that case. But if they're just gonna drop it, if we go a month and a half, and there's not another song, then they're just gonna drop that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what though? I don't think it's gonna be a month. Like, I think.
You don't think it's gonna take that long?
I think we probably got another 2 weeks, and they just gonna drop it.
Because I would love it. I would love it.
That's where a lot of the social media that's one thing about social media that I can appreciate. Sometimes they control the climate. Sometimes they can dictate the current of when they're gonna actually make some shit shake. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at what Jay-Z and what Beyonce did. Once the chatter was up, we ain't had a new Hove album in a while. We ain't had a new, Beyonce album in a while. Conversation, built. And then one day when you're just not paying no fucking attention, you get a Beyonce tweet. Album's available, by the way. What? You know what I'm saying? Now they crashing the servers. You know what I'm saying? It's really new rules to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And because Leave the Door Open has been so prominent on social media, like everybody's talking about it. Mm-hmm. Sponsored ads got it on there. Yeah. Guarantee we're gonna start seeing some commercials with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, once they see the conversations going, now we gotta strike while the iron's hot. And it's smart. We gotta strike while the iron's hot, because we didn't get, to my knowledge, we didn't get a second single for Bruno's album until the album had actually dropped.
Yeah, I think the album was dropped. He was damn near on tour, if not on tour, before we got a second. You're right about that. Yeah.
So,
I would be surprised if there's a Lay's, we get a Lay's commercial with this song.
Oh, absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Have it be like a black version of Grease.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we got that.
No, give it time, or even a Pepsi commercial, or Coke rather.
Yeah. Well, I say Lay's because he mentions Lay's in the song, but.
Oh, well, definitely. For sure. But
I can see it all those too. I can see it with those too.
Like, I'm a producer.
I mean, with the title of the song, I can see it with those too. Like, leave the door up.
It'll be up there. Two things I want to reference from the interview. One, it was mentioned in the interview that they would love to see Bruno Mars in The Weeknd on Versus.
I don't know how that would sound. Well, on Versus?
Yeah. I
love Bruno, but The Weeknd is going to win now. I'm not saying you're watching, but The Weeknd's going to win that.
Yeah. I don't want to speak on it, because I'm the same way, where I fuck with Bruno. I don't know which way that will go. Because I fuck with Bruno, and I fuck with Weeknd up to a certain point.
No, I fuck with Bruno to a certain point. I fuck with Weeknd to a certain point too, but I know more of The Weeknd's music than I do of Bruno's. And yeah,
I'm gonna send you some Bruno records.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you heard Unorthodox Jukebox, right?
No.
Please go listen to Unorthodox Jukebox. I promise you'll be like, maybe this will be a neck situation.
I'm gonna listen to it, and I believe it sounds great, but I think The Weeknd probably wins them by like 2 or 3 songs.
I give it 2. If Weeknd wins, I give it 2.
I'm fine with 2.
But I say the same way. If Bruno wins, I'd give it 2.
Yeah.
But on both of their parts, they coke music is gonna kill it.
Absolutely.
Whatever songs that they made when they was on cocaine, that's going to be the winners of the situation.
Yeah.
But I would love to see that. And low key, if they don't do it, we bring it back 20 for 20.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
But yeah, I would love to see that. Another thing that was finally addressed. It may have been addressed before, but that was just like really the first time me hearing it from Bruno. They asked about, the whole cultural appropriation thing.
Bam. That's what I wrote down too, but I forgot.
And I think that actually what I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. Because I wanted to speak on that. Go ahead.
So they talked about, how does he feel about, being listed as appropriating a culture? Mm-hmm. And I even saw some people talking about it online today, saying that he's appropriating the culture. And I got, even though I was, I stood with him when all the conversation started, I stand with him more because he made a solid fucking point. He was like, these are the people that I grew up on. Mm-hmm. He was like, trust me, if I grew up on Elvis, if I grew up on the Beatles, if I grew up on all these people, that's what my music would sound like.
Exactly.
But I'm, what I'm saying? I'm a fucking Hawaiian Puerto Rican.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this is just the shit that was around. You know what I'm saying? It was a feel good household. I was raised on it. And he said, go and find every interview I've ever done and tell me when you don't hear me give props and recognition to the people that inspired me.
Exactly.
And I said, facts. Cultural appropriators are the ones that do it and then act. I will always go back to this man, Post Malone. Post Malone will cut a record. Sometimes the shit slaps. Mm-hmm. And will tell you not to listen to rap. Mm-hmm. And will talk shit about rap.
That's a cultural appropriation.
He's benefiting off of the culture to benefit off of the culture.
Right.
He has no love for the culture. He doesn't recognize himself in the culture. He strives to be a white boy.
Yeah.
Benefiting off of a black, a black sound.
Elvis. Carry on.
Elvis. Very Elvis. Bruno, who is a person of color. What is he? The Hawaiian, Filipino, and Puerto Rican, I believe.
We just gonna say
either way it goes. Either way, nigga bronze.
Yeah.
Bruno, who's a person of color, lets you know these are people that I listen to. Mm-hmm. You can see videos of Bruno dancing as a child. This has been his life. He doesn't know anything else.
I think we, and when I say we, I mean especially as black people, because we are the ones that are saying these type of things. We need to stop saying that someone is appropriating the culture because they make music that's like ours. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like with Post Malone, it's a whole bunch of different factors that we can sit down and say that he's appropriating the culture. Because Bruno Mars makes a song that sounds like something from the 70s or 80s does not mean he's appropriating the culture because, like you said, he's giving props. He's not bashing it. Post Malone does the complete opposite.
Right. He's a full culture vulture.
You know what I mean? So we need to stop saying, oh, your music sounds like something I would listen to when I was a kid. Oh, you're appropriating the culture. No, that's not how it works. And I realize they only do it with people who, I don't want to say people don't like Bruno because that may not be the case, but they pick and choose who they do it with. Because if that's the case, then so is Jack Harlow, right?
No, that was the exact point I was about to get to. That's my main problem. They only do it when you're successful.
Yes.
They only do it when you're successful. When you're making some music that sound like ours, you ain't saying shit. Mm-hmm. If niggas ain't buzzing, if niggas ain't popping.
True. Once they get to a certain level, it's
all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. They did it to Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
When Justified came out, the album was popping, but everybody, including myself, thought Justin Timberlake was going to be a one album by himself guy. And then everybody was like, all right, so when NSYNC going to get back together? That's where everybody's head went. Mm-hmm. But when Justin continued on, then all of a sudden, well, what you know about this music?
Exactly.
They did the same thing to Robin Thicke when he came out with the When I Get You Alone record. Mm-hmm. One record, nigga disappeared, came back with Lost Without You.
I was listening to Lost Without You today. That shit still slaps.
Still slaps.
Yeah.
And then he kept buzzing. What you know about it? If we're going to care, we can't just care when they're making money. If you're quote appropriating a culture, mm-hmm. if you're being a culture vulture, the amount of money that you make off it doesn't determine whether or not you're a culture vulture. What you're doing determines
exactly.
It. So if you're going to give a fuck about it when he's making money, give a fuck about it when he's broke and coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that to me, that just makes more sense.
Yeah, it does.
If you want people to take your argument, you know what I'm saying, more legitimately, then be on their ass when they first do it.
Yeah, when the first song be like, this just sounds like you ain't really about that.
Right.
Try something else. And you're absolutely right. They don't until you get to a certain level.
It's just like with Gen Z trying to cancel Eminem.
Whoever that white
trying-
girl is,
they're trying to-
she needs to go jump off cliffs.
They're trying to cancel Eminem off of "Love the Way You Lie" lyric, and I'm like, you missed an era.
Not only did you miss an era, I hate that shit. Like, what I noticed, at least these last 24 to 48 hours, I noticed people only care about what you did if it's quote unquote affecting them.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's moving the goalposts.
Basically, that's really what it is. Like, we say we won't. It's great. It's great that the Kamala Harris is the first black woman vice president. That's great. But it doesn't change the fact that at one point in time, she was viewed as a police. When did that become when did that stop mattering? You know what I mean? And they do that with other people. Like, their shit don't matter. If you're gonna hold me accountable for something, I'm speaking like Eminem, if you're gonna hold him accountable for something that he did years ago, then keep that same energy all the time. And you don't. You only do it because you were listening to I Hate the Way You Lie. He was like, oh shit, Eminem said some shit I don't agree with right now. Oh, we gotta cancel him. No, that's not how it fucking works.
No, it's conversations that I've been having. Like, at the end of the day, you're not trying to be a martyr. You're not trying to be, you know what I'm saying, the freer of the people. You're not trying to be a prophet. You're not trying to do any of that shit. You're not trying to be a messiah. You are feeding your ego and you're feeding your narrative. You're feeding your agenda. All that shit has nothing to do with nothing. Because at the end of the day, you are trying to make yourself look better. You are trying to make whatever the situation is look good in favor of yourself. We're going to get on the conversation because we definitely want to talk about Coming to America. But one of the things that I would bring up would be the same from Coming to America. Ultimately, and shout out to Vaughn for mentioning this, and it's so crazy how desensitized to certain shit we are.
Mm-hmm.
He posted on there, he was like, Coming to America is funny, date rape isn't. And I sat back and think, and I was like, what date? And I was like,
yeah.
If you haven't seen it, I won't ruin it. This is like Judas and the Black Messiah. But there is a scene where there's ultimately some date rape.
Yeah.
And I stopped and I was like, imagine if it was the other way around.
Yeah, imagine. I just think that
they would lose their shit.
I just think if you're gonna quote unquote cancel somebody, cancel them from the gate. Don't wait 20, 30 years to be like, oh, the shit you did back then was foul. Not only is I expect the person that did it to be a completely different person now, but really, what are you going to do by canceling Eminem when he's Eminem? You know what I mean? What are you going to do? If she had power to cancel Eminem right now to where shit just wasn't floating for him, what possibly can she do with a person who got money to do whatever?
Even on top of that, what's floating for him? It's not like he's a part of no endorsements. He ain't got no shoes out, nothing. He's just making music and being rich. He could be like, I'm canceled. Actually, I'm retired.
Right.
Then what? Then what happens?
You know what I mean? I just think that whole, not just cancel culture. I just think that the thought process in general is so stupid. It literally makes no sense to me.
Absolutely.
It makes no sense.
Absolutely. It's to make you look like a, you know what I'm saying, a justice warrior. It's to make you look, you know, all high and mighty, make you like this Messiah. But yeah, that's not what you are. You're just a part of the fray. You're flock.
You're right. You're right. And you probably contradicted yourself.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, but no, we're not going to give her attention. What we are going to give attention though is, Scary Hours.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Before we get Scary Hours though, Bruno Anderson, we're fucking around and drop the goddamn album.
Yeah. Just drop that shit.
Just go ahead and give it up. Shit. Obviously, you see what the single's doing. It'll still float.
Yeah.
Anyway, Scary Hours 2. This is the first time. I'll let you go first.
You know me, I don't dislike Drake, but I'm not a Drake stan.
Right.
But yeah, he did that. I'll say he did that. Don't get me wrong. When I first heard it, on first listen, I didn't really gravitate towards it completely. But after second and third listen, I was like, yo, that man talking that shit.
Yeah.
He talking that shit. What was, since it's only 3, before you jump on to your point, what was your favorite track from that?
Track 2 with Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. Okay.
And that's what I'm actually looking up now because I can't remember what it's called. So I'm doing what we normally do. Google it on air. We got to figure out a way to make a shirt talking about do your Googles to where we won't get sued for using the Google print. So I'm currently doing my Googles live on air one time for the one time. And
Are you trying to find the name of the actual track?
Wants and Needs. There
Gotcha.
we go. Wants and Needs featuring Lil Baby. First of all, I guess I got to get my quote Drake hater bar out the way. Lil Baby washed Drake on that.
That's what they said. Yeah, and I'm kind of with you on that.
Look, but this is the argument that I had about Lil Baby when we did Turn My Mic Up. It's he really does give me Young Thug. He's either going to He's either gonna spit and you're gonna be like, ugh, or you're gonna be like, nigga, did you try? Did you try? Let me see your notepad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you write something down?
There's no in but at least when it comes to me. Now there are some people who literally hang off of his nutsack and hang off of his goddamn scrotum. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But I'm not one of them.
You know a nutsack is a scrotum. You know that, right? There.
No, I was just saying it twice. That's why.
I'm just fucking with you.
Whatever, nigga. Anyway. Well, no. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I was trying to think of the word gooch. Well, I was like, scrotum. I was like, oh, we're gonna let that rock. Yes, they hang off his gooch as well. But I'm not one of those cats. So it's like, I'm very casual when it comes out to Lil Baby. But because I have a fucking ear and I love hip hop, I know when a nigga's spitting and I know when a nigga's not. And when Baby spit, that nigga goes to work.
Before we even get there, what was your initial, what did you initially think once it dropped? Like once you did your first run through, how'd you feel?
Once it dropped, you know me, I wasn't in no rush.
Right. Same with me. I wasn't in a rush.
And I've been saying this for years.
I wasn't in a rush with Silk Sonic though. But
absolutely. Once 9 o'clock hit, I'm like,
yeah, I was like, let me make sure. Yeah.
Let me see what's happening. But yeah, I wasn't in a rush because I've been saying for years, I don't like listening to Drake Lucy's because it gasses you up for an album that you know is not going to be anything close to these Lucy's.
I understand that. I think a lot of Drake's Lucy's are, even though they feel and seem like real something, a lot of them be throwaways.
Absolutely. What was the last album that he dropped?
Was Views?
Was it Views?
Was it Views the last album he dropped?
Might have been Views. He dropped the Lucy before Views, and I was like, this is garbage. So I was cool.
Right.
So I wasn't in a rush. I'm like, Lucy's, whatever. And then I heard, and I was like, okay. An album called Certified Lover Boy is not going to have all these songs. I know for a fact he's about to go super patois. He's about to go super Afro beats. He's about to be in love, and he's going to rap a little bit. So I'm like, I know it ain't going to contain this, but I can enjoy this for what it is. And I just want that Drake. Like, what's so hard about being that guy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Drake that was on these 3 songs, like that is the Drake that I want.
Like, and I'm like, you don't need to go back to backpack Drake. You don't need to put on the peak coat and go stand outside in Toronto. I don't need comeback season Drake.
I like this Drake. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But if you're going to be this Drake, be this version of Drake.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have to play into the trends as heavy and as hard as you do. Just spit. You're Drake, nigga. You could fart on a record and say that there's words there, and motherfuckers gonna be like, I can hear it.
Yeah,
I can hear it. Those are
You're
horns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
Just be that. But he has to follow trends. He has to create trends. Like he's such a trendy artist, and it annoys me because I know he could do better. Now, like as King Corey always argues, he found more success doing this. So I'm not mad. I would never be mad at his bag. I'll never be mad at his paper chase. But I'm just like, for me to have gone from such a huge Drake fan to I'm not even interested in hearing Lucy's, even though he normally doesn't let me down with Lucy's. It says a lot for me, at least.
Yeah. There was a point there, like when Drake first came and listened to a lot of Drake, and then as time went on, it was like, oh, Drake dropped. Okay, you're right. Yeah, I get to it when I can.
If I can.
You're right. If I can,
it's definitely not high on the list, but I listened to it at work, and I was like, yeah. But like I said, the standout to me is still Lil Baby's verse. I thought Lemon Pepper Freestyle was a fun record, and
I like that beat. Like as soon as it came on, I was like, yo, if he don't kill this shit, this that beat, that sound is the Drake I like sound.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a solid EP. My anticipation and hopes are still definitely low for Certified Lover Boy. But however, I will be the first to admit, because y'all know I love being wrong when it comes to hip hop. I will be the first to admit if Drake drops a classic.
Yeah. That's the thing about us. I mean,
I will give him all the praise on this show.
We're critical or no holds bars when it comes to certain topics, but if somebody does something good that we fuck with, we champion it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're quick to say, oh, that song was trash or that album was trash. But if we put out a good album, we're going to say that shit was good and we fuck with it. So
we're going to tell you that we were surprised.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's just being real and not following trends like all y'all cancel culture motherfuckers. But anyway.
I did have to first listen because, you know, the young guys for me, this is how I know I'm getting old too. The younger guys for me, it takes a little bit longer for me to get into them musically opposed to some of the guys that I'm familiar with. But when I listened to the Lil Baby verse again, I was like, yo, he was rapping his ass.
He ate. And he wasn't just saying hella words. He was saying something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When he said, my gun ain't go jam and when I blow, I ain't missing. That shit was so hard to me. That was beyond hard. I love it.
Like I said, it's just like Young Thug. When Young Thug know he about to be on record with another nigga spitting, he bring out his best.
But I think, I mean, outside of the thoughts where you're like, damn, are you trying? I think when you're a feature artist with somebody like a Drake, you gotta come.
You have to, yeah, because you know that that's
the same kind of the same when on Renegade when M was on with Jay, he knew he had to come with it. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think they're supposed to be come out killing shit.
Absolutely, shit. You know, and in a lot of ways, even though you know Jay was definitely the old head, he was definitely the OG with this record. The record, you know, the after his death record, because I never knew how to pronounce the word, but after the record that Jay did with Nip after he died, the What It Feels Like record.
Yeah, What It Feels Like.
Jay knew he had to eat because he knew the attention that record was going to get because it was the first real record coming from Nip after his death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think
a record that they put together solely off of a throwaway verse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Jay knew he had to eat. You know, when you get in those positions where you got to destroy shit, you destroy shit. And I salute Lil Baby for actually doing that.
Yeah.
You know, but again, like I said, I'm turning my mic up. I just need a whole project of just you, because you clearly have it in you. But I guess there'd be some, it must get to the place where it's like, bro, this album got to come out in 5 days. I'm high. Just put a beat on, bro. Finna just go in here and just rap. Yeah. We'll come up with some shit. But Young Thug getting that motherfucker.
I still don't listen to him. It's only one song that I like when the T.I. About the Money. I love Young Thug's verse on that track.
Oh, he
killed that shit to me. But that's about as far as it goes.
Smart cars to a bitch with some smart lips.
That's about as far as it goes for me.
Nah, cause he even the record that he got on T.I. new shit. I ain't gonna fuss. I ain't gonna fight. Whatever you say. Okay, on that record, he ate on that, and he had a Young Thug flow on that, which is weird, but he ate. Fuck. What was the record? He's on the hook. It has Rich Homie Quan. It's DJ Drama.
I probably ain't heard it.
So many pieces. I'm gonna get it right back. I think it's called. I thought nigga did well on his hook and his bridge. Either way it go, the nigga doesn't let me down with features. So I'm like, cool. You know who actually does? You know who ended up setting me up and good one on him. I remember thinking that Gunna was gonna be like that dude.
I did too.
But I realized like, oh no, you're only good with features.
I did too, because I mean, my first introduction to him was him on that Chris Brown track.
Yeah.
Now, off top, like, because I think I've joked about it before. Like, a lot of these new rappers are names. I'd be like, what the fuck? When I seen Gunna, I was like, okay, I can rock with that. I can rock with that. And then when I heard him on the Chris Brown track, I was like, okay, there might be something there. And then, yeah,
yeah, it just fell from grace.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, man, I thought Scary Hours 2 was solid. It's a 3-song EP, so it's either
what is Scary Hours 1?
It's Drake. It don't need to exist.
I was just thinking
probably
about that,
was a song.
I was thinking about that like 2. When did we get 1?
It probably was a song or something that just dropped in and was just like, this is Scary Hours.
And then I think Scary Hours. Now, when I think of Scary Hours, I'm like, that's after midnight.
Right.
Shit came out at 9 p.m. So what about this was scary?
It's midnight on the East.
You're right. And it's probably midnight in Toronto.
Yeah.
You're right.
Or 4 a.m. in Toronto.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
But it's still like Drake's most eaten.
All in all, I loved it. I loved it. I think it was dope. I thought it was really, really nice.
I need Black Thought to drop something. I know that's super random.
That is super random.
But we're talking about EPs, and Black Thought has given you 2 EPs of just flatulence, of just straight fuego fire.
Yeah.
This nigga was going ham.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you remember your what you wanted with your introspective?
Nope. Never came back to me.
All right.
I can't even blame the weed because I haven't smoked in a cool little minute. So I'm just out here sober forgetting, which lets me know the kind of old man I'm gonna be. Just like Martin. If someone answer the phone, I'm about to be that nigga.
I've already established the type of old man I'm gonna be. And I mean I can wait, far as physically can wait. But when I get there, oh my God, I am gonna be that old guy. I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want to say. I'm I can tell when I get to that age, it's gonna be fun because I'm not gonna give a fuck.
He's I'm about to just let shit ring.
I'm not gonna give a fuck, and since I'm an old man, you're not gonna do anything about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can. Yeah. Come to America. You see it?
Yes.
Oh, you're going first this time.
Let me sit up.
You're going first this time. How'd you feel? So, and mind you, I am asking you how you feel, knowing what I always say. You're a harsh critic. Carry on.
Whoa. I am not. I am a fair.
We do this. We do this all the time. Once I'm gonna remember the examples I can give for that. But yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, before we got to this blasphemous lies,
nigga, you opened our show with lying.
What are you talking about?
I ain't picked no big bitches up.
I didn't say you picked them up. I said you.
Yes, you did. You said, you know what? We're not gonna do this. We're not. I'm not.
Squatted.
Nope. I'm not.
You technically don't have to pick. You lift. You lift them up.
You know what? A cool thing. I know this is completely off topic, but you know, a cool thing that happened to me today that I thought was just so dope, and eventually you'll get there once you have kids. I was riding in the car, and I have XM radio. So on one of the stations, I think it's Fly or something like that, where they play like from 90s to 2010, I believe, they play Poison. Now, mind you, Poison came out in 90. I was 1, right? That is my daughter's shit.
Hey, she got an ear.
It is her shit. And what's intriguing to me about it is because that song came out in 90 and it is her shit. I'm talking about, she has a whole dance routine to it. Like, it is her shit fully.
But you gotta think about it, especially with considering what Bruno and Soul Sonic in general are doing. That's the sounds are all coming back. Everybody's just remixing. Shit.
Yes. Oh, before we even get to Come to America, how do you feel about samples now?
I mean,
do you feel that
it makes me feel old? Now they're sampling shit
but no,
new to us.
Do you feel like they're sampling too much? Like there's not any original content without the sample? Do you feel that?
Nah, because
the reason I asked it because with Silk Sonic they sampled, and then I heard I skipped it. Nelly was sampled, which was new to me because I'm like, damn, that's me. But when I think about the time, yeah, that's about right. He would be sampled around this time. It was at I think My Butt Getting Big. I think the song is called Bustin' or something like that. I don't know. That and then what's his name? G-Eazy and Chris Brown, they sampled Mac Morrison song.
Yeah, Return to Mac.
You're right. So I would say at least in this year alone, we've had 3 songs that we know of for sure that are sampled. How do you feel like samples is being used too much, or
I don't think it's too different from our generation.
Okay,
especially with hip hop. Hip hop was built on sampling, first of all. So it's like that's kind of a familiarity anyway. But I feel like we had samples for the longest. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been such a staple, and it's always been extremely fucking present. There are certain shit that has samples that you were like, that's a fucking samples.
Yeah,
that was a song before.
I do that too.
Like, I remember being younger and hearing No Diggity, for fucking years, only to find out that's fucking grandma's hands. I was like, what? You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's not something I like just found. It's something that I've known for a little bit.
Do you think sampling makes the song better opposed to what it would be without the sample? If you kept the content, everything the same, right? Would that song be better than the same song, but it had a sample?
The only reason I'd say it's better because it creates a familiar bop for the older listener, and it creates just a general bop for the younger listener.
Gotcha.
Because we have to accept that we're at the place where, with the Buster Challenge being the thing, and her sampling Hot in Here, as I continue to Google on air, because we got to make sure we get all of the times right. But offhand, I want to say Hot in Here was what, 2001?
2, I think.
2002, absolutely, 2002. Those listeners, people born in 2002 are 19 right now.
Shit.
So it's like there are people who are becoming adults that missed Country Grammar, that missed Nellyville. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They missed that whole run.
Right.
So to them, that's the record that Pops listen to. That's that, it's those songs.
I get you.
So it's like, it's just going to continue on. It's just that we're so used to seeing it that it's like, oh God, it's so much fucking sampling.
Right.
But to everybody else, it's new.
That's why I asked
because that's where we were. It was new. A lot of that shit was new to us. There's a bunch of Paak records outside of what we know with Hit 'Em Up. With us knowing what that sample is. But then once you listen to a lot of old Paak, like, nigga, all you did was sample.
Right.
You listen to a lot of old Nas.
That's how I feel about Kanye.
Absolutely. Early J. Well, Kanye's career is built off sampling. Yeah. But early J, just tons of fucking sampling. And that's just, we're just now on the other end. Now we actually know what they're sampling.
Got you.
Because they're sampling shit from our childhood. They're sampling shit, that our parents used to play. So now that we actually recognize it, now it seems like a lot, but this ain't nothing changed with the year.
Okay. I like that.
That was my long way.
No, I feel the same way. I was just really curious. It just popped into me at the time, so I'm curious. But now sit back up so you can give your
Coming to America.
Yeah.
Coming the number 2 America. I didn't dislike it.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. I don't think it was a bad movie. I enjoyed it for what it was, and here's why. And I'm going to give this advice to everybody if you haven't seen it yet. 1, try your hardest to act like Coming to America 1 never happened. They are going to remind you throughout this movie, which I think was their biggest mistake. They're going to remind you throughout this movie that Coming to America 1 was a thing. You need to view this movie as a completely different fucking movie.
Like as a standalone movie.
As a standalone movie.
Okay.
You can take away the fact that it's a sequel and go from there. But you need to view it as a standalone movie because as soon as you start comparing it to the first one, you're going to think it's absolute garbage. Secondly, what I disliked the most about it is that it was pretty much Norbit in Africa.
I did not get that at all.
It was Nigerian Norbit. Now, do I think like the plot and everything was Norbit? No. I'm saying the slapstick, the over exaggerations, the animated side of it. This, when you can't help but compare it to the original Coming to America, and this is why I tell people to stay away from it. When you can't help but compare it to it, Coming to America 1 seemed so much more grounded, so much more real. Coming to America seemed like a movie. It seemed like, very, very hokey, if that makes sense. I do like where they updated certain aspects of the movie and brought things forward. I guess this is a slight spoiler, so sorry in advance. How you got the first Coming to America when he hits him with the Hulk on the taxi, and he gets out and reacts like a regular New York taxi driver and the regular Queens taxi driver. And then fast forward to this one, he does the Hulk, but it's Lyft and it's in
You're right.
gentrified Queens.
Right.
And instead of getting out cussing him out, he's like, no, I can't pick you up. You got to get the app. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was clever. So I like how they updated certain shit. Mm-hmm. But all in all, it just, even when you saw Randy Watson, it was like, yeah, that's not Randy Watson. That's Rasputia in a wig.
I didn't get all that.
What did you get?
I mean, I agree with a lot of what you're saying is I didn't dislike it. You know what I mean? I liked it for what it was. But when I went into watching it, I didn't go into it like I may have to compare this to. I didn't go into it with that at all.
Right, same with me. That's why I said I had to go into it and just not thinking about.
I thought a lot of the because you had said that you think one of their biggest mistakes was kind of reminding folks that Coming to America was a thing. I think that was necessary because of how long this movie Coming to America came out 30 years ago. So I think kind of reminding folks is necessary, just similar to the conversation we just had. If you're born in 2002, you're 19. So I think it was necessary. I didn't get a lot of slapstick. I understood what it was supposed to be. Again, I didn't dislike it. The people that are saying it's trash, it's garbage, I don't agree with that at all. I didn't dislike it. I can't say I'm finna go spin it back right now. I can't say that at all. But I didn't dislike it. I thought they put it together a very clever way for a sequel that was coming out 30 years after the original. Yeah.
No, and again, that I agree with. That I for sure agree with. Mm-hmm. It's just, I know why they put those scenes in there. Mm-hmm. That was to spark the nostalgia in the older watchers and to influence the younger watchers. Now you need to go ahead and run this back because Coming to America is also on Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. You just go ahead and run that back on Amazon Prime and see what the original one was hitting for too. So I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it from a producer business standpoint.
It almost got me. Almost before when Coming to America came out, I seen the first one. I was like, I should watch the first one, then watch it. They almost got me. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
I'm going straight to the new shit. But no, so I get it completely, but it doesn't help in the sense where you start comparing it to the old one. Okay. So I say that's my point. From a cinematic standpoint, first of all, I think how they show Zamunda now is gorgeous.
Yeah. I only have one gripe with that.
What's that?
And that's only one gripe because I'm quote unquote history buff. Mm-hmm. Granted, I know this is Ross's house, which I thought that part was phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Only thing I didn't like was the castle design. The castle design did not give me Africa. That gave me like India or something like that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The shapes, the actual design of the castle was not African to me. That's my only gripe.
No, I'd agree. It was definitely Indian Princey.
Yeah.
I like how they brought back Babar, the elephant that got the quick look in the first one. But I would say from a production standpoint, and if you're not really into, product placements and shit like that, it's not going to bother you.
Right.
But that is something that bothered me because I felt like they could have blended the product placement a little bit better. I thought,
what are you talking about in particular?
So how they did with the lift, I thought that one was perfect. Mm-hmm. But you can always tell who contributed financially by how they do the product placement in movies. For example, I want to say it was Swordfish. And it was like around the same time the Dells were dropping. And if it's not Dell, it's whatever computer they use in Swordfish. Every computer was that computer. Mm-hmm. However, because this is a movie about hacking, you're not paying attention to everybody has a Dell.
Right.
You're just seeing these niggas throw up in this laptop and get to work, but you just boom, Dell, and you're on it. So then it's like they're playing in your subconscious. Dell computers are solid.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Go get a Dell.
But then there are also movies who lean heavily into product placement.
You're right. I've seen that.
Some of that happened in this movie. So, and they the same way that they were almost making fun of themselves, like when the Prince and the barber was going on a walk, and they were talking about, they were having the conversation about sequels. Mm-hmm. So it's like they were self-identifying, and they also did that in the beginning to and I felt like that was their way of like letting you know, hey, just letting you know this was about to happen, because they do that in the beginning with Pepsi for McDowell's. They do a product placement during the McDowell's news report.
I did think the Pepsi thing was kind of, was like,
It
what was the point?
It was extra.
Yeah.
It was
I
extra.
do believe that, yeah.
But I think they were letting you know because there wasn't product placement like that
In the first one. You're right.
So now you're dealing with these big budget, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
remakes and sequels. You got to get some product placement because you need people to fork up some money for it.
Right.
So you got Pepsi, and they're letting it be known we're about to do big product placement. Fast forward when the Prince is like, let me get my playlist. When have you ever seen somebody start their music from their phone and you even recognize the streaming service at all? It's always the most generic made up shit ever.
Yeah, when they do this stuff like that.
Specifically Spotify.
Right, yeah.
When he does it.
You're right, because when they have done music like that on a phone, it'd be some shit that don't even exist. You're right about
that's
that.
That's not real, but
You're
it's
right about
specifically
that.
Spotify.
Yeah.
It clear. You don't even see the song he's playing clear as day because his thumb is over it.
Right.
But you see it Spotify.
Yeah.
And then you also, the daughter, anytime she's in training clothes, it's all Puma.
It's funny that you say that because I was watching it with someone and I was like, she had the Puma. It was like I'm assuming the Nigeria flag colors or whatever the case was. It was green and white, but she had two Puma emblems on her. And usually there's just one. So I was like, is that Puma? And I was confused because it was two, but you're right. Yeah. Puma, everything she wore was Puma.
Everything she wore was Puma. And you know what I'm saying? Anytime she's on screen, you look at her because she's stunning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like every time she's on screen, it's like Puma. That's the first thing you see. Puma.
Put a pretty girl in Puma.
If you were to take a screenshot of every time she was on the screen working out, it would look like you wouldn't know if it was a movie or a Puma's commercial.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by it was a lot of in your face product placement.
Mm-hmm.
That annoys me from a production side. That I feel like that takes me out because then that reminds me, I'm watching a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like you do look for some sort of escapism when you watch movies, but when you're just forcefully putting product placement down your throat, that shit kind of gets annoying sometimes.
I can understand.
What was it was one more major one that kind of bothered me. It was alcohol. It was when the Prince's mother ordered something. They also had another bottle at Wesley Snipes' compound. And it was very in your face. This is one of the alcohols that are contributing to us. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Oh, but even it was that liquor, but you know who else was contributing? That was in almost every fucking major scene that had a lot of partying going on. Moet Hennessy put up some money too, because there was a bunch of Moet bottles in that bitch.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
that's just me though. That's me being the guy you try to call me critical.
I mean, I do believe and do agree with you with a lot of it. Certain stuff, like the Puma thing, like I get it. She was definitely in, but to me, how I look at it is, well, they're in Africa, so shit, it wouldn't be Nike. That's how I look at it. So it doesn't bother me as much, but I do see and I do hear you and agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, to me, like just like I said, from a editor producer standpoint, it just takes me out because it's like you're telling me that these are the financiers of this movie.
Right. And if I am a mega fan of this movie, I guess I'm going to buy some Puma. Right. You know what I mean?
I was going to grab me some Puma. And while I'm at it, make sure I got my playlist right on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. While I'm drinking a Pepsi.
While I'm drinking a Pepsi, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've always been a fan of subtle, and I also got to take that lift on my way to go get the Puma as well.
Right.
I've always been a fan of subtlety when it comes down to product placement because that, to me, attaches to your subconscious, which I thought they did excellently with
that
Lift.
Is good. I understand exactly where you're coming. That is good.
Which I thought they did amazing with Lift because all they did was recreate a scene that happened in the old one, but it showed how out of touch with current queens, with current gentrified queens he is. And then it's like with Lyft, it's still planted something in your head. Like, so now next time when you think about using the ride share, you're going to think back to that scene. Yeah. And you're going to more likely
they placed it good to where it was like, it was, I don't know how I should say it. But when you seen it, it was Lyft. It was like, oh, he doing his car, and the car so happens to be Lyft. Opposed to when it's Pepsi, it's like, no, that's Pepsi. Go get a Pepsi. I get exactly what you mean.
What playlist did you have? No matter, it should be on Spotify. Like, there was literally no reason for him to say, wait, let me get my playlist together. Why didn't he just press play? Basically. But once he said, let me get my playlist together, now you're looking at his phone because you want to see his playlist. What's the first thing you see? Spotify. I don't like forced product placement.
Yeah. One thing that when I was taking a writing class on it, they said that you, which is so obvious, it's so duh. they say that the writer has to give credit to the audience, intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
That was a prime example. You know what I mean? If he would have just said, I'll get my playlist together. It didn't matter what it was on. You knew he was getting a playlist together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's not taking the audience intelligence down. The audience knows it's a playlist,
right?
Regardless of where it's from. But the fact that she was like, no, this is Spotify, a playlist on Spotify. Now to some person who, for lack of better terms, is dumb, they're like, oh, I got to go make a playlist on Spotify, opposed to just making a playlist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you.
Even if he didn't even mention the playlist, he could have just been like, you know, say, hold up, music or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But he was very specific with something dealing with a streaming service.
Right.
And once you look at, like I said, when you watch any other movie, you don't know who the fuck the streaming service they're using.
Exactly.
But, you know, let me get my playlist together, focus on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even see a song, but I see that big ass green button and I see the Spotify letters on it. So yeah, that's me being critical, but just from an editor standpoint, product placement has always taken me out. I understand the reasons for it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand when and where you got to get it in, but subtlety is key. Subtlety creates that thing in your head, that subconscious trigger, versus forcefully put it in my head. When you look at it, you say, "Oh, these niggas, they want me to buy a Pepsi."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
So
I agree with that.
Like, imagine if this was actually in theaters and people were taking ride shares to the theaters. Imagine the amount of people that would have took Lyft back just off of that one scene.
You're right.
Not because they would, you know, I'm gonna take Lyft or anything like that, but just it's the last thing that was planted.
You're right.
And like, boom, Lyft.
You're right. You are definitely right about that.
But you know what they're not gonna do? Go get Spotify.
Nah.
They about to go unless they already have Spotify.
Unless they already have it.
And Spotify's amazing if they're going.
But even if they already have it, but chances are they got Apple Music.
Right.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, all in all, man, I didn't think it was a bad movie.
Nah, I don't think it was
a bad movie.
I think people are giving it a tough rap.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was, and at bare minimum, when I was watching, I got some nostalgia out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, I see what this is. What this is supposed to be. You know what it's a sequel of. So I was fine with that. Question though, when you had hair, did your mother ever give you a rat tail?
First of all, it's very disrespectful way to just jump.
Why? Because you
jump into it, just like, yo, when your hairline was there, did you like?
I didn't say all that.
How do you know I'm gonna miss my shit?
I ain't say all that. I ain't say all that.
Before you was just this big ball gleaming motherfucker. No, I ain't never had a rat tail. Jay had a rat. I'm about to put him on Strong Street.
The reason I was asking is because that movie came out in 89, right? And I remember I had one probably very brief, like within the first few years, you know what I mean? And I was thinking and they had them in the movie, so I'm thinking like, were parents doing this? Like, was this a trend when this movie came out? So parents were doing this?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm putting him on Front Street. Jay had the exact Prince Hakeem when he was younger, the little slight way flat top with the rat. Now his rat tail one is long.
Yeah, I ain't like how they had the sun. His shit was all the way up there. I ain't like that shit.
But Jay had a smaller rat tail, but he had like the little flat top fro looking thing. Mm-hmm. Me around that exact same year that he had that, I had the drug dealer braids, the big thick joints. Like they didn't put that much effort into my hair when I was younger. It was just like, man, braid his shit up, man. I'm about to be out here pitching big weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nah, I never had that.
I was just curious. I was trying to figure out like, is this like I said? I think I had it with the first couple of years or something like that. I don't remember it at all, but I know it was there. And I was just curious, like, was this a trend when people saw this movie that they were doing, or was this like some type of history that we don't know about? It was like, nah, your royalty had this, so parents were doing it because they viewed their kids or whatever.
I wouldn't be
as
surprised
royalty.
if that wasn't what influenced it.
Yeah. Okay. I was curious. Outside of that,
I don't think you'll ever see the pictures or the footage of Jay Alonzo with that, but
probably not.
I'm pretty sure if you were to see, you'd be like, yeah, that definitely. Y'all just saw Coming to America.
Yeah, that shit. Outside of that, Tiana Taylor looked great, but
boy,
yeah.
That's all I'm saying is boy.
Yeah.
They randomly put, I won't say randomly, but I remember hearing that Rotimi was in it, and I remember thinking that maybe it was a quick,
it was quick.
But I never understood seeing him on all the, when they would have like the, little interviews and shit like that, or just having pictures of everybody together while he was in all the pictures and shit. I'm like, because he's not in it. I don't even think he has a line.
No, he does. It's like very quick. very quick, like very,
I thought
very
he
quick.
had sounds.
Yeah, it was like very quick. He came out, did his little thing, and that was it. You didn't see him
Wesley
anymore.
Snipes used to be asking questions because if Rotimi and fucking Tiana Taylor, his kids, and that nigga look about as black as my sock right now, he need to be asking questions.
Hey, listen, man, that's one thing that's dope about us black folks is we make the rainbow. You know what I mean?
or his girl is white.
Yeah, or that, but we make the rainbow. So yeah,
Because Wesley Snipes literally looks like Lights Out.
yeah.
And there's no.
I didn't
way
like his
kid is
wig
that great.
either. I will say that I didn't like Wesley's wig.
It definitely looked like a wig. However, there were a few, like, especially for those kind of African, for those kind of like African, what are they called? Beast of No Nations type motherfuckers. I can't think of the name of it. They had those kind of cuts.
No, I'm not talking about the cut. I'm talking about the actual wig.
Yeah, the wig itself.
The
was
wig
trash.
itself is like y'all could have did a little bit better.
I could have gave this thing some kind of a lace front. or
Right.
something.
I don't understand why we have all these, what do they call them? The people, the installers, women, they be installing weaves and shit like that.
Mhm.
And unless you see it or you don't know that that's the case. I don't understand why some of them aren't in some of these movies to do stuff like that. Like with this wig, Tyler Perry for sure. Like, I don't understand. You know what I
Tyler
mean?
Perry hires the wig people last.
Yeah, I don't understand why he don't just go,
Them, hey, just bring what you got to crib.
go get Renee from down the street and have her lace some shit. I don't understand it.
Nah, Tyler Perry hires his wig people last and say, whatever you got at the house, bring it.
Yeah, bring it.
Just bring whatever you got with you. I mean, I got these braids. Yeah, put it on small more.
Yeah. Just
go
put it
ahead,
on.
rock with that.
Yeah.
Can you make it blend? Not really. Fuck it. Just put it on.
We'll make it work.
We'll make it work.
We'll make
It's
it
not
work.
going to work, though. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not going to work. But I'll bring it.
Did you see the trailer for Michael B. Jordan's movie?
I haven't.
Really?
I haven't. And I've seen pictures. I've seen stills. I've seen the dumbass conversation around. I'm sorry, man. So sometimes we get on my fucking nerves. Because motherfuckers remember when everybody was saying, Lauren London's pregnant, already with Nip being gone and they found out it's a movie. Now all of a sudden, Lauren London all over kissing over another thing. Well, she's supposed to just not work anymore.
Yeah, she's supposed to just, I don't understand that. People are just stupid. That's all.
You know what I'm saying? No love scene just because Nip died. Like, stop, niggas. Anyway, I've seen all that shit. I haven't seen the actual commercial itself.
I seen it on was it Instagram? Yeah, I seen the trailer on Instagram. It looks good. I'm interested to see him in this role because it's not. You don't get that from him, like the action hero, the guy. You don't get that. You don't get that. One thing, since it's not really spoiling anything because it's in the trailer. One thing he does for me. Well, to give a little background on me, I like the villain. You know what I mean? I like the villain. I like seeing stuff. I guess that's why you say Grimy Brown, but I like seeing stuff in movies, and it's just some grimy, vile shit. I just love it. I don't know why. I just do. In this movie, I won't say in this trailer, what got me was, there's a scene where he's pouring gasoline over this car and it's people around. Like it's not broad daylight, but it's people, it's in the open. It's people around and he sets this car on fire. Now, when he first does that, I'm like, oh shit, it's people around. He's setting his car on fire. That got me. But what really got me was he gets in the car and he pointed the gun to, like, tell me what I need to know. That shit was so hard to me. Little stuff like that is just hard to me. Same with the little baby line. It's just dope to me that thought process is just dope to me. I was just curious if you saw the trailer or not, though. I don't know when the movie is supposed to come out. I think it's going to be an Amazon movie, though, but
Pretty sure.
it looks, check it out. Check it out.
April, I think is what they're saying.
Speak. I'll keep that to myself. Carry on.
I don't think we got anything else to talk about. Appreciate y'all being patient with us, getting these episodes out. We'll get back to making sure they drop on a Monday, but we've been saying this since 2021 dropped its album, nigga. It's been a rough transition into this year, bro, to say the absolute least. But we'll make sure we keep getting these back out on Monday. Again, FOH. I'm going to be reminding y'all every week until we get there. FOH returns the 21st. Make sure y'all check it out. Make sure y'all check out the My Opinion Not Yours podcast so y'all can get to know them now.
Yeah.
Like I said,
check them out.
Probably not going to fuck with them after you hear these.
And first impressions are everything, man. Don't let this be your first impression.
Don't let this be your introduction.
Yeah.
You ain't going to give a shit about what they say afterwards. So make sure you go, you know what I'm saying, really get a good taste of how, you know what I'm saying, who they are and how they get down. All solid people. Two of them, I'm pretty sure I went to high school with all of them, but two of them I know for sure I went to high school with. Solid cats, man. So make sure you highlight them, listen to their podcast. Let them know that the Noize sent you. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support. And as always, big lows.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.